Over the years, I've analyzed hundreds of Roth conversions, and there's one factor that has a bigger impact than almost anything else. In fact, I recently spoke with someone who miscalculated this one component, and he estimates that mistake will cost him over $1 million over the course of his retirement. That's why he reached out to a financial professional, because this one simple miscalculation had such a massive opportunity cost. And after running the numbers for him, I realized he was absolutely right. So today, I want to make sure you don't make the same mistake. In just a minute, I'll break down what this critical factor is, why it's so important, and most importantly, how you can use it to your advantage to maximize your Roth conversion strategy. Now, before we dive in, if you're serious about making smart financial decisions, be sure to subscribe to Benefit Genius. We break down complex financial strategies in a simple, easy-to-understand way so you can retire without worry. Let's get into it. Roth conversions have the potential to save you hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, of dollars in taxes over your lifetime. They can also help you avoid common retirement pitfalls, like paying higher premiums on Medicare, getting hit with giant required minimum distributions, and paying more in taxes than you should on Social Security. And if you've never heard of the widow's penalty, that's another major concern Roth conversions can help you avoid. It's when one spouse passes away, and the surviving spouse suddenly finds themselves in a much higher tax bracket. Simply put, a Roth conversion is one of the most powerful tax planning tools available. But here's the thing: doing it right requires careful planning. Today, I'm going to walk you through the basics of Roth conversions, how tax brackets play a crucial role, the key factors that determine Roth conversion success, and a real-life scenario that highlights why this is so important. Even if you're familiar with Roth conversions, stick with me until the end because I'm going to pull it all together, and I think some of the numbers will surprise you. Let's start with the fundamentals. A Roth conversion is when you move money from a traditional IRA or 401k into a Roth IRA. But there's a catch. And no, I don't just mean a catch, I mean a tax. You have to pay taxes on the amount you convert in the year of the conversion. However, once the money is in the Roth IRA, it grows completely tax-free. And here's the best part: you'll never pay taxes on that money again. So why is this such a big deal? Because in retirement, having tax-free money gives you way more control over your income and your tax situation. Without proper tax planning, you could find yourself stuck with massive required minimum distributions, which could push you into a higher tax bracket, increase Medicare premiums, and even trigger taxes on your Social Security benefits. And this is exactly why managing your tax brackets is the key to a successful Roth conversion. Roth conversions count as taxable income, which means every dollar you convert adds to your taxable income for the year. And that's where tax brackets come in. Here's a quick refresher on how tax brackets work. Think of tax brackets like a waterfall. The first portion of your income is taxed at the lowest rate. The next portion is taxed at a slightly higher rate. And this continues as your income increases, starting off fairly low and getting higher as you move up the brackets. For example, let's say the first $11,600 of your income is taxed at 10%. Income between $11,601 and $47,150 is taxed at 12%. And income above $47,150 is taxed at 22%. So if you earn $50,000, you're not taxed at 22% on the full amount, only on the portion above $47,150. Now, here's where it gets interesting for Roth conversions. Roth conversions add to your taxable income just like wages from a job. That means if you convert too much in a single year, you could push yourself into a much higher tax bracket and pay way more in taxes than necessary. This is why tax planning professionals strategically fill up a tax bracket when converting. For example, let's say you're in the 24% bracket and you have $140,000 of room before you hit the 32% bracket. You might consider doing a $140,000 Roth conversion so you stay within that tax bracket and avoid paying even higher taxes. And this brings us to the critical factor that can make or break a Roth conversion strategy. So what's the most important factor that can impact the success of a Roth conversion? Your investment selection. Here's why. The higher the expected rate of return on your investments, the more powerful the Roth conversion becomes. Why? Because once your money is in the Roth IRA, it grows tax-free. Let's say you convert $100,000 into a Roth IRA. If you put it in a money market fund earning 3%, it's not going to grow very much. But if you invest it wisely, and it grows at an average rate of 8% or more, the long-term tax-free growth could be massive. This is why many people do Roth conversions when they believe their investments have strong long-term growth potential. But investment selection isn't the only factor that matters. Another major consideration is your time horizon. The longer you keep your money in a Roth IRA, the more time it has to grow tax-free. If you're planning to withdraw the money in just a couple of years, a Roth conversion might not make sense because you won't get as much tax-free growth. But if you're planning for long-term growth, especially if you don't need the money for 10, 20, or even 30 years, a Roth conversion could be a game changer. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes people make when doing Roth conversions. Many people do Roth conversions without fully considering their future tax rates. If you expect your tax rate to be higher in retirement, a Roth conversion now might make a lot of sense because you're locking in today's lower tax rates. But if you expect your tax rate to be lower in retirement, a Roth conversion might not be the best move. This is why it's so important to run the numbers before making a decision. Now, let's walk through a real-life example. I recently worked with a client who was in the 22% tax bracket. He had about $500,000 in his traditional IRA, and he was debating whether to do a Roth conversion. We ran the numbers, and based on his projected tax rates in retirement, we determined that doing a series of Roth conversions over the next 5 years, staying within the 24% tax bracket, would save him over $300,000 in taxes over his lifetime. That's the power of smart tax planning. Now, I know we covered a lot of ground today, but the key takeaway is this. Roth conversions can be an incredibly powerful tool, but they require careful planning. Before you convert, make sure you consider your current and future tax brackets, your investment strategy, and your time horizon. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to Benefit Genius. We're here to help you make smart financial decisions so you can retire with confidence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.